Baseball Network. We had BWL Week 9 this week. It was great games all around. I believe, 2-2, right? 2-2 between the throwbacks and pinstripes. So good games all around. All day was basically close games. It was a lot of fun. And let's go ahead and get right into it, starting with the 12-13U game. This was a throwback winner. A very good game. I think ended up being like 7-4, 8-4, something like that. But a good game on both sides. And KJ, looking at this game, I did want to go ahead and highlight the pitching staffs for both teams. I thought on the throwbacks, Harrison Blebaum and Josh Collier both did a very nice job. And then Avery McNicholas and Caden Inman, there were very few walks in this game. I mean, I think there was like 1 or 2 walks in the entire game. KJ, how important was it for you to see those guys throwing strikes in BWL Week 9?
Yeah, it was good to see. I think some guys we've seen some guys struggle with walks in that league, and it was good to see the bats going as well, not just for the pinstripes, but for the throwback as well. It's just if I'm gonna lose, I want to lose by a lot of runs, not a low scoring game. So it was good to see a rather high scoring game for that league.
Yeah, and I think, there's been some guys who've gotten better and better as the season's gone on. I know Jacob Lowry had his first BWL hit. It was a smoked line drive. That was very, very impressive. And guys like Trey Vonderheide and Rudy Montenegro Langley, I thought were taking some really good at-bats against 13U pitchers. So a lot of impressive stuff, I thought, from this league, but it was a throwback winner. Moving on to the pinstripes winner in the 14-15U B-League game. This one was probably the most exciting game of the day. It was a 1-run throwback lead going into the last inning. First 2 guys get out back-to-back. You think the game's over, and then Trevor Anderson and Matt Bender hit back-to-back home runs to tie it and then win it. KJ, just talk me through that moment as a coach. Down to your last out, Jaden Coleman's absolutely shoving. So at least for me, I was commentating the game. I thought it was over, got to be honest. But after Trevor ties it, you think, okay, throwbacks are definitely getting away with a tie, and then Matt Bender wins it on the next batter. So KJ, talk me through that moment for you as a coach for a big pinstripes win.
Yeah, that offense has just had a lot of grit all season long, and we talked about the pitching struggles a little bit for that team, but the offense has been there, and the offense actually got better in the last couple weeks. And so, yeah, when Trevor hit the home run, obviously, we were almost content with tying that game after how it went, and as we're celebrating Trevor's home run, Matt hits his. So, it was a pretty cool moment, and it's a big win for us. Guarantees that we either tie or win the league. So it was a big win for us and a lot of momentum going into Week 10.
Yeah, it was, even as a throwback fan, obviously, and the throwback coach, couldn't help but smile. I mean, it was an awesome moment for both those guys and a fantastic win in that one. Moving on to the 14-15U A-League. This was a pinstripe winner as well. A good game. I don't remember exactly what the score was, but it was a couple-run win by the pinstripes in this one. And I did want to highlight some 14U guys who I think are playing really well. I mean, this league, there's no doubt it's been 14U dominated. I mean, even when you think of like Lucas Wilburn, he's a freshman, right? So even though he's 14U, he's still a freshman. I thought it was great to see some 8th graders really perform well. Mason Geddes hit an absolute shot. Evan Lancaster hit a bomb off Logan Eckert. So, Bernie, I know this was, you haven't got to see a lot of this league on Saturdays, but you were there this week. Tell me about what you saw from the 14U guys this week, especially facing those good 15U pitchers.
Yeah, this week was my first week being at those games. I've not seen a single minute of 14-15U until this week. And, first of all, shout out to Evan. I mean, Evan looked great on the mound and at the plate. I mean, he's the player that stood out the most to me. Those guys taking some good at bats, man. Logan Eckert is a Cy Young. He is very legit. He's one of the best pitchers around, I believe. And guys are taking good at bats off him. Logan struggled to get through that outing. But yeah, I mean, Evan Lancaster by far the biggest surprise for me, or the most impressive I saw on Saturday.
Yeah, 100%. And KJ, on your side, I know you had several guys out with the flu. Flu's kind of been going around. Several guys out. You were shorthanded in this game. Somehow still able to come out and win it. Talk me through, how clutch has your roster been just top to bottom, even when the 12th or 13th guys on the rosters are the ones who have to start. They're still getting it done. Talk me through your depth at that team.
Yeah, like you said, my 1, 2, and 3 hitters from the week prior were not available for this past week, and we've had guys step up pitching wise all year long, and our offense finally got tested, the depth of it, and we did a good job. A lot of guys stepping up. I think Kobe Kennedy has recently in the last couple of weeks really stepped up with the bat. Andrew Driscoll continues to ride that MVP campaign he's having. And a lot of guys just really stepped up in that league. So the pitching's always been doing it, but it was good to see the offense come up and do it as well.
And then finally, we had the 16-18U League, and I believe this is the second time in 3 weeks that this game has come down to bases loaded with the tying run, either on third or on second. And this time it was a throwback winner. I mean, the throwbacks have had a lot of close losses, so it was nice of them to finally get through this. I mean, even for me as the throwback coach, it's like, You kind of start to think, how are we going to blow this game, man? It felt like as the Pinstripes were gaining momentum in the last inning, felt like we were going to find a way to blow it. So for us to just lock things down and Reese Payne ended up getting the last out on the mound, it was just a big win for the team, and you hope that you can get some momentum going into the championship game at this age, even though the Pinstripes already have gotten the regular season title under their belt. But yeah, Elliot Myers looks like a Cy Young candidate. I mean, obviously, you'd like to see that going into the championship. So I think that game's going to be a lot closer than people maybe expect going into the championship weekend. But before the championship, we, of course, have Week 10, the final week of the regular season. If you remember, every win that you get more than 5, you get a run in the championship game. We've got 2 teams who already have at least 1 run in the championship. We've got 2 teams who are looking to grab a run in the championship. So a lot to play for here in Week 10. Let's start with the 12-13U game. The Pinstripes are hosting, right? No, the Throwbacks are hosting. You're right. Throwbacks are hosting today, so ZZ Garcia will be the home team pitcher going up against Nick Byrne. Bernie, last time these 2 teams faced off, it was a 0-0 tie. And Bernie, you're up to 22-12-2 on the season after going 1-3. What's your prediction for this game, Nick Byrne versus ZZ Garcia?
Yeah, I love a good story, man. And Nick Byrne had a great outing, and I am a Nick Byrne believer, right? Don't get me wrong. I am a firm believer in the Nick Byrne hype train when it comes to pitching, but it's ZZ Garcia. I think, again, he threw a shutout last game. I think he's going to throw a shutout again. Nick Byrne, giving up 0? I think he might give up, 2 or 3, but 0 is hard to see again. So I'll take the Throwbacks to win 12-13.
Throwbacks are 5-3-1 in this league, so they've already clinched home field advantage for the championship, looking to get a 1-run lead with a win this week. Moving into the 14-15U B-League game, it's going to be Evan Wheatley, who's available for the first 2 innings of this game, going up against Alex Ruppel. This league is 5-4 right now, so the Pinstripes playing for a run in the championship game. The Throwbacks are looking to even the series, so a lot to play for here. Bernie, Evan Wheatley versus Alex Ruppel. Who you got in this one?
Yeah, I think every time Ruppel started, I've continued to ride Rupp. So I'll be back on the train, and I'll take the Throwbacks to even the series going into the championship week.
Yeah, that would certainly be very exciting. Moving into the A-League game, this one is 6-2-1, favoring the Pinstripes, so looking to potentially get a 2-run lead in the championship game. Lucas Wilburn is going to be on the mound going up against Quinn Steinbeck, a battle of the 14U guys. Bernie, give me your thoughts on this matchup.
Yeah, and Lucas Wilburn's been dominating. That's all I know about this league. I've never seen him pitch in person in the league, but he's been dominating. I think the Pinstripes are just a better team, so I'll go ahead and take the Pinstripes to win this game.
Okay, and then finally we have the 18U game. This one is 7-2, favoring the Pinstripes, so looking to potentially have a 3-run lead in the championship, which there was only one league last year that had a 3-run or more lead in the championship, and of course that team ended up winning, so this would be a huge win for the Pinstripes to get to just kind of put the nail in the coffin before the game even starts. Reese Payne, available for 2 innings, going up against Mac Floyd, who's available for 3. Bernie, give me your prediction for this one.
Yeah, look, the Throwbacks had their fun last week. They got their second win, but they ain't winning back-to-back games, especially when Mac Floyd's pitching. So I'll go ahead. Easiest pick of the week. I'll take the Pinstripes to win this game.
Okay. KJ, wanted to get your final thoughts here. This is the last week of the regular season for the BWL. Just give me your thoughts on the season that has been and your excitement for the championship game.
I think last year in the BWL we saw a lot of guys who, stepped up and made their names known in the BWL, and I think, it translated to the spring, and they had good springs and falls. So, the guys who we're seeing are dominating the BWL. They're setting themselves up well to have a good spring and fall. So, these stats, they don't just mean, nothing. This isn't just a fun league to do on a Saturday, these stats matter a lot, and for a lot of these guys, they're the best pitchers they're going to face all season long. So, it's a good experience for everyone, and excited to see how it plays out.
Yeah, and I've said before, the BWL kind of has allowed us to kind of get a peek behind the scenes of who the breakouts are going into the next season. Because before, when guys would go to winter training, in terms of the outside, you didn't see them play for 4 months, right? And then they'd come out and surprise you in April. We're kind of getting a quick peek at the 20.4 breakout, so it's been a lot of fun. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Bears Baseball Network. Come out for Week 10 of the BWL, and we'll talk to y'all next week.